Hello everyone and welcome to Gran Turismo 7 Custom Project Set 2. Here we have the first car of the set, the Lamborghini Aventador Miura 50th Anniversary Homage Edition. This was a special model of the Aventador released by Lamborghini to commemorate 50 years since the Miura was first released. There were 50 examples of this car made, fittingly enough, and they came in a few different colours, most notably though black and red, with all the colour options having this gold trim at the bottom of them. In terms of the performance of this car, it isn't a huge departure from the standard Aventador. It does have a bit more power than the standard car, but this is more of a cosmetic change, like my Bugatti Chiron Hermes edition from set 1. This is a relatively simple and affordable build to start the set off with. The livery that you're seeing on the car was made by another player in the community, and I have left a link in the description for you to download and use this livery for yourselves. As always, show the original creator some love from this video, and without further ado, let's head into the tuning shop to fit our custom parts. So, like I said, this isn't a massive performance overhaul of the car, it's more of a visual update, so you won't need very many parts for this build. In the sports section, you will want the sports computer. You will not need the sports air filter. I bought this to test it out, but you don't actually need it. You will want to leave it on the sports hard tires that comes with the car by default. In the club sports section, you will want the power restrictor. In the semi-racing section, you will want the fully customizable LSD. And you'll want the fully customizable manual transmission. In the racing section, you don't need the racing air filter, but you will want the fully customizable suspension, and you'll want the torque vectoring center differential. And that is it for all of our custom parts. That is all you will need for this build. Like I said, it's not a massive performance overhaul, so you don't actually need that much from the tuning shop. So pretty cheap, pretty easy to do, and the car is also not that expensive compared to some other cars anyway. So heading into the settings sheet now, I would like to note here that the real car is listed at 700 horsepower, but my build has 702 horsepower. I couldn't get it to exactly 700 with the parts available to me, so 702, it's not a massive difference. Everything else is accurate to the real world car though. So let's get into the settings. So, for our tyres, we have Sports Hard equipped. For our suspension, I have 115mm for body height on front and rear. For the anti-roll, I have 5 front and rear. For the compression on the dampers, I've gone for 32 front and rear with 43 front and rear on the expansion. For a natural frequency, I have 2.35 on the front and 2.65 on the rear. For a negative camber angle, it is 3.0 on front and rear. For the toe, I have 0.10 towed out on the front of the car and 0.20 towed in on the rear. For the differential, we have the fully customizable, and it is set to 10 on the front for initial torque and 20 on the rear for initial torque. For acceleration sensitivity, it is 25 and 35 front and rear, and for braking sensitivity, it is 15 on the front and 30 on the rear. For a torque vectoring center differential, it is equipped, and we have it set to a 50-50 split for added stability in a four-wheel drive car. Very useful, I think. For our ECU, we have the Sports One equipped. Our downforce is untouched on this car. For the power restrictor, it's set to 98 to get us to 702 horsepower. For our transmission, I have set it to an automatic setting of 350 kilometers per hour. This is the real world quoted speed of the car, so that's what I went with. And over here, there is nothing fitted, as you can see here. So, a pretty simple tuning guide, nothing too intense or extreme with the parts here. So, all it's left to do now is take it out to the track and show you how it performs in practice. So, if you like the stock Aventador, this will be a very enjoyable car for you to work with. I think the tuning done to suspension and the differential take an already great car and refine it to be even more enjoyable. At the end of the day, it is a Lamborghini Aventador. I think most of us are agreed that this car is very good to drive. You already know it's going to be fast, you already know it's going to handle pretty well, you already know it's going to be really fun to drive, but I think this tuning guide just accentuates all that, takes it to another level, subtly, but in a very enjoyable way, in my opinion. Like I said though, it's not a massive performance increase. It's not a track day special, it won't blow you away. And if you don't like the Aventador as standard, then this tuning guide probably won't do much to change your mind on that. I would say that this is one of the more subtle builds in the set, but I think it's a really fun car to drive, it handles really well, and it is nice to have this unique and interesting variation of the Aventador in the game in some form. So that will do it for this first video in this series. Stay tuned in the coming days for the other builds of the set, and I hope you enjoyed this video. thanks for watching and have a great day.